Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hopefully, able to gather sometime this week with friends and loved ones, but especially today in the United States, we have this day set aside to give thanks to the God who our pioneer forefathers in this country called Providence, because he was our provider. They recognize that every good gift comes from him, and they suffered tremendously. You can read the story of the first Thanksgiving days, and they're inspiring, encouraging. And as we look around, we have very good reason to thank the God of heaven, who is our provider. And that's kind of what the Apostle Paul is addressing here to the church in Rome as we're listening in to the letter being read. The church, we're toward the end of chapter 1, where he is outlining one of the major problems that the church is dealing with in Rome, that the church is dealing with today. Pick it up here as he's describing the trajectory, trend of the culture around them. These people being filled with all unrighteousness, wickedness, greed, evil, full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, malice. They are gossips, slanderers, haters of God, insolent, arrogant, boastful, inventors of evil, disobedient to parents, without understanding, untrustworthy, unloving, unmerciful. What a list, especially for Thanksgiving Day. And I've noticed in my own heart, there's a barometer when I recognize the lack of gratitude. I can also recognize rise in arrogance, the rise in selfishness. The one of the words used today is entitled. I feel like I deserve this. I earned it, or I'm in the right place. It should be mine. Where when I honestly take stock where I am and what I am and who I am, any good thing ought to create thanksgiving in anything that is kind, right, or good, anything that tastes good, sounds good, looks good. These blessings, I don't deserve any of them. There's the shift that has to occur pretty much daily in my life. And I want to encourage you also to acknowledge God in all your ways. Otherwise, the alternative is to be controlled by the desires of our flesh, mind. In contrast, Apostle Paul wrote to the church in Galatia. He listed a similar list, a similar collection of characteristics of those who turn away from God and live according to their own desires. Contrast, he says here in Galatians 5, 22, 23, 25. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self control. Against such things there is no law. Now, those who belong to Christ Jesus have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. If we live by the Spirit, let us also walk by the Spirit. Turn the camera off. That the choice is elementary. It's the difference between coming up to an intersection, turning right or turning left. Choose. Honor Jesus Christ. Choose to recognize the creation and the design of God. And as we choose to recognize these choices that God has made as valid, respectable, true, changes our attitude and our character. I want to encourage you this Thanksgiving Day, recognize the choice between being a bondservant of Jesus Christ, slave of your own passions and desires. Jesus sets us free from that kind of slavery. He sets us free from shame. He sets us free from fear. He sets us free indeed. and we're free to be generous and kind and full of grace and mercy. So this morning, I want to encourage you on this Thanksgiving Day to let your heart, maybe to make your heart be overflowing thanksgiving. He loves you.